Hey, it's Saf here. Welcome to my podcast channel, Safyan Iqbal Podcast. I will be chatting with my guest about how she fell in love with dance and what inspired her. Now, let's welcome my guest, Natasha Dawkes.
Hi there.
How are you doing?
I'm doing okay, thank you. How are you?
I'm really good, thank you.
Good.
Been busy day or?
Little bit. Yeah, I'm feeling quite tired today.
Ha, me too. So, I know you love dance, but tell me more about the journey how you became in love with dance.
I feel like everybody has a pivotal moment that they think about when they're like, that's what made me want to dance. And I feel like for me, it was probably when I was around 6 or 7. My mum took me to go see the ballet. And I think it was the Russian ballet at the Oxford New Theatre where
Oh
I grew
wow.
up. And I believe it was Sleeping Beauty. And I just remember coming away from seeing this performance and thinking, that's what I want to do. Mum, please, please let me do ballet. Please let me go to dance classes. Um, and that was the point for me where I was invested in having a career in dance, I suppose, from a young age. When I make my mind up with something, I tend to stick to it and go, that's what I want to do.
That's awesome. What inspired you to start dancing?
So it's a bit of a funny one. I remember being very young and my mum saying, well, you kind of need to find a hobby of some sort. I'd done the swimming, I'd done brownies, all the classic stuff that you do as children. And I guess I was inspired by the performance, like I said, but also just being in the room, learning the repertoire, learning ballet because it's also in French, so it's learning a new language in some sense as well. But I think it inspired me that I could do well in this career because I came in right at the end of a term just before they were about to go into a ballet exam. And I'd only been there, I think, a month. And I got put into that exam because my teacher was like, you're capable. And I did. And I got one of the highest um, grades for it. And I was like, oh my gosh, okay, I'm good at something because I'm not very good in school. So it was quite a relief that I was good at
Wow.
something.
So how did that going?
It has its ups and downs, I will be honest. I
Right.
think we're in a very interesting time, like, currently with the art world, aren't we? There's not enough funding. I think that's something that a lot of freelancers and artists can agree on. Um, I get I have steady teaching jobs, which I really enjoy. Um, in terms of, like, projects that I'm working on, it's that fine balance between having to work a full-time job almost to pay the bills because you need to afford rent, and it's another to find opportunities that come up that you're passionate about. There's been less of them recently, but I have been involved in some, like, really brilliant ones since moving down to Cardiff.
So I know dancing is not full time, it's much harder.
Mm.
But do you guys struggle to keep up your work while you're working a full time?
Absolutely. Yeah, I think there's a real conversation around how do I put this? So you go to uni, you do all the training. I got my first class honors in my bachelor degree, and then it's that current shock of like stepping out fresh out of uni and being like, oh my goodness, everything costs so much. I don't have access to studio space for free anymore.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. Um, it costs a lot to keep a gym membership. I have to keep my body in shape constantly. And I think there's a lot of challenges with that, especially I don't know how much I've told you in the past, but
Yeah.
I grew up very working class, so I had a lot of opportunities funded through my schools growing up. And a lot of what I've done has been based off of natural talent is what I've been told. And then I think it's very difficult to maintain and upkeep that if you aren't financially backed with any support. So everything is off of my own back. And I'm not a very good self motivator. So I probably could be doing a lot more. But yeah, I've struggled financially with it. It's very difficult to maintain practice, upkeep of technique, and also finding jobs that align with like time you can get off of work, or if there's a project coming up, or you want to be involved in something. I feel like I tend to struggle with that balance a bit.
Yeah, it can be paying with a financial. Did you ever thought of have your own studio in your house? Just
Oh.
easier and then keep going, work, rather than go out and paying all the rents to use the studio.
Oh yeah, there's this wonderful woman on YouTube called Alice Tro who does the most amazing yoga practice for free on YouTube. So
Ha,
I actually tend to I come back home and my partner's there and he's like, "What are you doing now?" I'm just doing yoga in the front room. Um so I will do that, but my flat's quite small, so I don't think I could do a full piece in my tiny flat, but
and that's to space, yeah.
yeah.
So, what genre of dance do you prefer and why? I know you mentioned ballet,
Mm.
but is there any more you do or?
Yeah, so ballet was the first piece of dance that I was ever introduced to, and I love that. I feel like I have a very fond love. But I did go into contemporary dance practice.
Ooh,
Yeah.
how's that going?
Yeah, I love it. I think it's really out there. It's very weird in the best way. I feel like, well, maybe that's just my art, I don't know. But
What are the difference between that and ballet?
so, famous question. There isn't actually a like defined definition of what contemporary is, but the way that I explain to people who have never heard of contemporary before is it's kind of like ballet, only without all the rules. And instead of pointing your toes, you sometimes flex them, and you spend a lot of time on the floor.
That's a lot harder sound like.
Yeah, I mean, they both have their own, like, respective disciplines in it. They're I say they're both as hard as each other in some way, but, yeah, I tend to favour contemporary.
So, what is your greatest strength as a dancer?
I've been thinking on this because 'cause I'm trying to be really, like, self-positive, empower myself and go, "What are my strengths?" So it's a really great question that you asked. I feel like my greatest strength is my ability to improvise to anything. You can stick on a piece of music and I will find a way to move to it.
Okay.
If you give me a theme, I'll find a way to make something. I feel like a lot of people are quite nervous about improvise practices, but I remember being introduced to it at uni and it was my favorite class. And I feel like I embed that in all of my practices. Like nearly all the work I make is
Yeah.
improvised to some extent with structures, but yeah.
I think I'm aware that if they give you a task telling you what to do you guys struggle with it or it's best to just play music on and then you just play along with it?
No, good question.
A lot of people struggle when they give you tasks. They'd rather listen to music. Okay, I got it, and then do it through.
Yeah, I think it really depends if it is a specific theme that they want. Because sometimes depending on the contents, you have to go away and do a bit of research and then apply it to the way that you want to move in that way. Um, but if it's like a task, for example, I want you to make circles with your elbow, and then I want you to I don't know, um, ripple your head or something.
Okay,
There's a lot of freedom in the way that you can do those things without it being the exact same as somebody else. I think that's what's really unique. When you've got your movement style, you tend to move in your own way, and I like that. I think I found my own style.
Yeah.
I feel, yeah, quite confident with it. So I trust that ability and then I apply that to any task given. So to answer your question, I suppose I don't struggle as much maybe, but it really is I don't want to say that and then it's like a task comes up and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, where do I start?"
That's interesting. A lot of people still struggle,
Mm,
even though, but I thought it might be same as you, but you're quite maybe different to them.
maybe.
What about the weakness?
My weakness. Hmm. I cannot do handstands for the life of me. I have tried for years, but I am so scared of heights and being upside down. And it's something I really wish I could master, and I'm trying to. But I find it helps with a lot of upper body strength work,
Yeah.
and that's a bit of a weakness, I suppose. I'm way better with my legs than I am with my arms. But then I've been told I have really pretty arms for ballet. So, I mean, maybe I'm just delicate at the top. Don't know.
So you more comfortable doing more with the arms or legs?
Probably legs. I feel like I've got very strong legs for
It's just because you can run around, you walk every day, and you keep on and on. You
yeah,
do your arm, and it's just writing the paper or just more action.
yeah. And I did have a wrist injury last year, so maybe that hasn't helped.
So, what kind of injuries do you have?
mm. I don't have any currently, which is really good, apart from my wrist in the cold weather sometimes
Right, okay.
twinges, and I've noticed in recent dance classes, maybe because it was on my right wrist, maybe I can't do, the weight bearing on the right-hand side. But, long story short, because we could be here forever if I was talking about this injury, um, it was in the summer last year, I was so silly. I was putting a box under my bed, and it's one of those really heavy IKEA, beds, and so you have to lift it with, like, both hands, if not 2 people, because it's very l this I'm basically sleeping on the floor, it's very low bed, but I wanted to get a box because it didn't just slide under, so I picked it up, and I thought I could hold the whole weight on one hand, which I clearly couldn't, and, I got my wrist trapped between the top of the bed and the box, and I heard a bit of a crunch, and then my fiancé came over and he was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "No," and he just saw my face go white, and then I went to A&E, they told me that I'd broken it there and then, so they cast me up. This was like a day later because I was like, "Ooh, ow, that's actually quite sore." But it turns out, like, waiting a week later, I hadn't broken it, it was just a really severe sprain, but the doctor said that it's probably worse to have a sprain than it is a break because there's so much more recovery and healing that you have to do with it. So I was doing a lot of wrist exercises on on the daily.
What have you done?
I know, and I had a dance residency, um, at the same time, and I was just, yeah, not using my right hand. I was like, "Do you mind if we just change it to the left hand on that?" And, like, luckily they were so understanding, but that wasn't great.
Oh gosh.
I know, but I did break my toes in I think I was in my 2nd year of uni.
Keep going, I wanna hear more stories.
Oh my gosh, how did I do that one? I can't even remember. I think oh, no, I remember. I did this move where you have to oh, get me to describe now. I had to go up on releve, which is literally just going up to the balls of your feet, and I, like, curled over my toes, and you're meant to, like, sort of counterbalance your weight so that you can fall to your knees gracefully. That did not happen. Um, my toes, like, gave way and crunched as I went down, and I was, like, crying in pain. I'd done that move, like, 100 times before. I was just clearly either, like, quite tired or just wasn't concentrating on, like, where I was landing my weight, and I had to tape my 2 toes together because you can't actually get anything for broken toes, and I had an assessment, and it was quite funny because actually I remember feedback being like, you need to releve more on this move. And I was like, dude, my toes are broken.
Oh gosh.
But like, it's all cool. Like, I did well, but yeah, that was painful. And I don't think they've quite grown back the same way, but that's a bit TMI.
So how many altogether you injuries while you're trying to get into a dance?
Only two, actually, those two.
Oh really? Just two?
Yeah, I'm gonna touch wood right now because I do not want to break anything.
And you don't want to break
On
yourself
my
as well.
wrist.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, next time you see me, I'll be like, "Saf, I broke something."
I'm like, what have you done? I don't know why I enjoy listening to your story about injuries you have. I don't know why.
Maybe you just like pain.
It's like getting my popcorn and eating it while you're listening, like a
Oh,
movie.
yeah.
Yeah. How has dance impacted your life and personal growth?
I always say that dance isn't just a hobby, it is a way of life. And I say that because when when I look at life and I look at the beauty, and I look at the pain, or I look at challenges, I always think life is a bit of a dance. And maybe that's really cringe and like cliche, but I find that moving my body, even if it's just for myself, whether it's performing, mainly for myself though, it really empowers me to remember why I exist and what makes me happy. It kind of grounds me again. If I'm ever
Yeah,
having a low, I go to a class or I book a studio and spend that time to myself if I'm fortunate enough to. And it just releases something within me that makes me feel, I don't know, whole. Oh, I feel really cringe saying that.
feel free whatever you want.
Mhm.
Um, I can imagine like dance is more visual and you feel more expression on your body
Mm.
where people can knowing, oh, I know how you feel.
Yeah, it's a form of storytelling.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've done a lot of pieces, whether that was at uni or like festival films, where I've made work about what's current for me. So in lockdown, I did a whole project about the climate change and climate crisis that we're in, um, because that felt so relevant. I mean, it's still relevant to this day, but felt like it felt like the anxiety that like lives inside of me is just sort of out in the ethos now, and it released some of that anxiety to just go, okay, well, I've put it to a project, I've put it to something that means something to me. It doesn't go away, the worry, but it's something I've expressed and I've helped educate other people on, or I don't know, people can enjoy.
yeah. What kind of project you did in
Um,
during that time?
it was cool. I know it was called Grounded. I made a film called Grounded, and it was part of a festival up in North Wales.
Oh wow.
Um, and I collaborated with another artist who was she's an actress, but she also loved movement as well, and so we collaborated on this together, and we used different scenes in specifically in Anglesey, near like Church Island, yeah, all around that surrounding area, just moving, dancing, um, and it was accompanied by a live performance,
Oh wow.
at Pontio.
Oh,
Uh,
Ponchio. I know Ponchio. Yeah.
yeah, I've done a couple of other films. I had a piece that was recently played there. I think it's probably a couple of years ago now.
Do you still have it? Um,
Yeah, it's probably on my YouTube account. I need to update more.
just so you know, I will add a link down in the description so you guys can watch anytime. How did you um get in touch with them? How did it all come up with?
Oh, so it's kind of it was word of mouth up in North Wales. So I had moved there a year after graduating, because my fiance is from North Wales. And I went to this lovely choir, and there was these lovely ladies there. And one of the ladies was like, "Oh, Tash, there's a festival coming up, and they're looking for artists to make pieces." So I made something. I think it was either just before lockdown or just after, when like some of the restrictions had lifted, and I did a piece. Um, I made a dance film about the monotony of like everyday movement. It was very surreal, let's just put it that way. It was a bit weird, but I loved it. And from there I just got asked to come back, but it was this lovely woman from the University of Bangor who was just very passionate about putting on um an event with art. And so it was a really great contact to have, and I get invited back to make pieces, and yeah, it's good fun.
That's interesting. Have you ever thought about going back and do it again?
Yeah, I feel like that's me, bad communication, because I've been so busy, and lots of different things have been cropping up over the summers. So yeah, maybe I need to get back on my festival making stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can see that. Can you share a memorable or funny moment from your experience as an dancer? It could be anything.
The one that like first sprung to mind was I was just about to graduate, and I got my first sort of performing job at the Halligan Gardens down in Cornwall. Um, it was the most beautiful sight. It was an outdoor performance that we did,
Okay.
um, called 100 Unearth. And it was the most beautiful experience. It was an outdoor performance, and it was like the retelling of the story of Eurydice and Orpheus, and I got to play an angel, but I was acting slash dancing slash muse like singing. It was a mixture, and it was the greatest experience because I got to make really close friends with some wonderful people on that project that I'm still friends with today. But it was my first experience properly performing in something I'd never done before. I'd never done outside performances.
Yeah.
And I loved it. I loved it more than I thought I would. Yeah, that's the first one that springs out. I guess another one would be I got to perform at the Royal Albert Hall and Sadler's Wells when I was younger, with my like dance school. And I just remember stepping on the stage and being like, "Oh my god, it's huge! It's like a massive stage. This is a big deal."
So tell me what it's like to feel on the stage on your first performance. Would you
Nerve
like, oh,
wracking.
I'm scared, or would you like, or like distracting, or you feel just go with the flow? What would you like for the first show?
Mixture of all above. But mainly nervous, but also having that pure adrenaline of, "Oh my gosh, I'm about to perform in front of thousands of people." Like, people have paid to be here to watch. And so you know you've gotta go on. And I want to go on, and it's really interesting, the moment before the curtain opens, I'm petrified in a way because 'cause I'm like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna forget everything." But then there's something really interesting, and it's developed more over the years, but it's it feels like home. It doesn't feel like anyone's watching. It feels like I'm exactly where I'm meant to be. And I think when you have a feeling as strong as that, you the reason why I always keep coming back to dance in my life is because of that feeling.
Yeah.
You're like, "I'm meant to be here." I love it. It feels like home.
Yeah. Um, do they normally give you a script and you have to follow it, or you just go play with it on the stage?
So it's less so of a script, it's more there'll be choreography.
Right.
So, yeah, my I think for that specific one, my dance teacher had gone and created the whole piece. So she would go, "Oh, 3 of you will come on at this point, then 2 of you will come on at that point," and then you learn a set routine that she's made, and then she'll put the timings, the counts, the musicality, the smiles that you have to give on stage, and then the costumes come into it. So that one was all choreographed because I was very young. I think I was like 7.
You were 7? Oh my god.
Yeah.
I thought you were a bit older than that, but I didn't realize you started at 7.
Yeah. Well, I actually started quite late to the game of dance, if I'm being honest. I think a lot of people start dancing when they're about 3 or 4. That's the sort of norm, or a lot of what my friends have said, but I didn't decide that I wanted to do that until I was about 6. Maybe 7, actually. Maybe it was that year I joined and then we went. I can't remember, it's a bit blurry because 'cause I'm feeling old.
Every time I'm doing something with people and they always say first things, I'm old, I'm old.
I
Every
know.
time I hear it in the first word.
And the thing is, I know that's bad because I'm not, but I think, well, this is sidetracking from the conversation, but I think a lot of that is to do with society and expectations and
Yeah.
how women are meant to always look. So, no, maybe I'm not old.
But
I'm
inside
mature.
yeah, inside your body, you feel like you're still younger. Yeah, like you never get tired of doing it.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely get tired during it. But
But
yeah, I never get tired of performing and making and dancing in general.
you know, with me, I'm not a dancer, but
Mhm.
when I'm doing it, something that I enjoy doing it, I never get tired.
Mm.
When I stop, finish, I get tired.
Yeah, yeah, no, it's the same.
Yeah. Yeah, what challenge have you faced in your dance journey and how did you overcome them?
It's going back to what I was saying about financial barriers. I feel like that's the biggest one. I don't have a lot of excess income to maybe upkeep as much as others might be able to. So I do feel like I'm a bit restricted in that sense. However, saying that, a lot of companies and a lot of opportunities are very understanding that that is for a lot of people. So I actually think it's all thanks to a lot of companies who reach out specifically, and the people that I work with who stop that barrier being as much of an issue.
Yeah.
Either coming up with a good scheme for using studio space um, at a good rate, and that's not just for like people like myself. That's for everyone because that's fair. Getting opportunities, not just because I'm from that background as well. It's a bit of a I'm basically trying to say I'm very grateful for the opportunities that
Yeah.
I have had, and I hold them very close to me, and I'm always on the lookout for a project that I align with and I would really like to be a part of. And of course, sometimes it's like gut-wrenching when you don't get the one you applied for and you're like, "Oh, I could have been great for that." But you know that somebody else in the sector, because it's quite close knit, is gonna be amazing for it. So I'm like, "You know what? They deserve it. Amazing. Go them." And I always champion people because, yeah, there should be a magic money pot so that everybody, every creative in Wales can just make everything that they love and feel passionate about.
All the different type of art form get struggle because of financial,
Yeah.
even though they're not quite full time
Mhm.
and it's struggle to get what you project that you want to get, but you can't get it because of financial.
Yeah. Yeah, it is an issue, and I think it's, I would argue it's, like, it's slightly harder in Wales as well because the funding is, I hope I got my figures right, but I think it's a lot less.
Yeah.
So it, yeah, it faces challenges, but I will say the things that I have been involved in, I have been so passionate about and loved every second that I just wish it was full time. You know, like everybody does.
That's one thing you gotta make it full time, but
Mhm.
I think the more you keep doing it all the time, and then hopefully one day you will become like full time.
Absolutely. That's the goal, isn't it?
Yeah, same for me too.
We'll
Ah,
get there.
yes, we got that.
Yes, we will.
You got that too.
Yeah, you get there too.
How do you stay motivated and inspired to keep dancing?
I think I already established that I'm not a great self-motivator. Um, I think having a close knit of really lovely fellow dance artists who are going through the exact same thing, motivating each other. Like a lot of my friends will go, "There's this job coming up and it looks great for you." And they'll send it my way and vice versa. Or I'll send them something like, "Oh, this is coming up. Like, you'd be great for it." I think it's finding something that's in your like niche market of what you do and being like, yeah, not gatekeeping any opportunities, like, freely letting it out. Because I feel really I feel like it's really lovely when somebody's like, "Oh, I thought of you, like, you'd be great for that," and I'm like, "Oh," it gives me that confidence boost to go, "Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go for it," because I don't know if I do that naturally on my own, and I am probably my own worst enemy with that, and I think I mean, I'm in therapy about it a lot, but it's the whole thing about how much confidence do you have and how much imposter syndrome do you have? And I think yeah, I'm working on having more confidence in myself and definitely trying not to have that imposter syndrome and go, no, I can deliver that. I can do that. Not restricting myself, you know?
That's the thing. With myself, sometimes I've lost motivated because maybe a sleeping late habit, or you're quite distracted to other thing
Yeah.
and you're not focused on one thing you enjoy, and then you go off and then harder to come back
Mhm.
to get motivated and carry on, carry on. That's the most harder thing I would say.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I've had a project idea for the last, I don't even want to think how long, maybe like 3 or 4 years. I've got all of the concepts. I've got all of the what do you call it? Research. There we go. We found the word. Got all of the research for it, but I just haven't made that application
Yeah,
because life gets in the way a lot, I think, as well. And I think it's being kind with yourself as well when sometimes you've had to prioritize life events. Like last year, a lot of my family had really bad health conditions, and so I had to be yeah, I had to be there for them
make
last
sure
year.
they are okay and keep up
Yeah,
with them. Yeah.
and that's important too, you know? So, it's a fine balance.
Some people are natural dancer and some people are not so good. Do you think it is possible for anyone to learn to dance, or do you think some people have too left feet?
Yes, I think it's possible for anybody to be a dancer as long as they've got the dedication and commitment. If it's like a full-time job or something you're passionate about doing for the rest of your life. However, if you're talking about the aspect of like just dancing for like a night out or just with your mates or just going to a class because you want to experience it, don't be shy. Like, you can do it. The teachers and the facilitators are going to be there to champion you on. They'll take you through all of the steps, you know. I know it's nerve-wracking because I know a lot of people come in, but they always come away saying, "I'm so glad I tried that. I'm so glad I did that for myself." So yeah, I think anyone can. And yeah, there is natural talent if people have rhythm quickly or can pick up technique really easily. But hey, we've got our own strengths in everything or anything in life.
Like, who cares who they think? Who
Yeah,
cares what they say?
dance for yourself. Like, who cares? What is it like? Dance like nobody's watching.
That's the thing. A couple of years ago, my friend taking a pictures of me for my headshot.
Mhm.
You know, I'm doing acting, music, other thing, and they need a headshot
Yeah.
when I take it. And really start dancing around, just random messing around. And I look around, make sure that nobody see me when I dance. But sometimes in my house, when I put kettle on, you know, the tea
Mhm.
kettle. Is it candle? Candle.
Kettle.
Kettle,
Yeah, you
yeah.
got it.
it sounds rhyme with cattle or something. Anyway, and I sing out loud in my head and I dance myself. And I'm sure that I didn't look around. There's nobody there. And somehow my brother came in and saw me quickly behind me. I'm like, oh, how long are you staying there for? And staring at me, So yeah, I try to, you know,
So what makes you feel that way? Do you just feel embarrassed that somebody else has seen you? Or
I think is what they think of me. Sometimes I'm doing it what I want to do or enjoy. And some people have been talk negative, or some people think, oh, you can't do it. I done something in the past. I did some acting, I did some um playing music, all this stuff. I think it's much more than that, but some people come to me and say, you're terrible at this. You're not doing well. Get lost or something.
that's
So
unkind.
I know, but I understand where they're coming from. So that's why I'm trying to keep myself
I think
hydrating. And then last year or something, I did on performance
Mm.
and I smashed it all. And I realized, oh, okay, I have to make sure to keep myself doing it that cares for me than other people. In that time, I
Absolutely.
realized I'm thinking about them, what I'm doing it for them. But I realized, oh no, I'm doing it for me.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
that's kind of my feeling habit.
Yeah.
So I need to trying to cut down the habit and make it more of myself doing it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I think that's such a beautiful message to take away from it as well. Because also, art is subjective. So not everybody is going to like the stuff that you make or you're in, and that's absolutely okay. I think it's having that mentality to go, like you just said, I'm doing this for me and
Yeah.
because I'm passionate about it. So therefore, what anyone else thinks of it. Actually, I don't mind if you love or hate it. In my in my last year of uni when I was making my final project, I remember getting to a point where I was like, I don't want to just make art for the sake of it. I don't want to do this specific thing. I want to make something that I am going to love no matter what. I'm actually kind of past making something that other people are going to find pretty or wonderful or what they like. I made it for me. And that actually worked out to my benefit because not only did I love what I was doing, but I actually did really well grade wise as well, which was a bit of a surprise for me. I was like, oh, okay.
That's the thing. I did some acting on performance theatre, and I knew it happened anyway. But when I did it on the stage, I'm like smashing it all, and at the end, I keep on worried because what next? They're going to say about me, or and everyone just like clapping, 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 clapping. It makes me feel good.
Yeah.
I just want it, doing it a joy, and see people cheering, clapping for you, and that made me feel good. And that was like 3 years ago. Yeah.
And do you still feel that you're doing it for you? Or do you still feel like you sometimes have that tiny element of, I'm doing it for others?
Well, sometimes I feel like I'm still doing it for others,
Okay.
but most of the time, like now,
Mhm.
I feel like I'm getting there for myself.
Yeah.
I think, I think it's hard, um, stopping what I do, enjoy, but like you said, nobody like it, and they just some people like it, but
Mhm.
I just wanted to doing what I enjoy, showing the people what I did. If I see people cheering and clapping, that makes me feel happy.
Yeah.
That's when I started before, and I realized, why am I not doing it myself?
Mm.
So now, about last year, or I think it started a couple of years ago, I realized, oh, hang on, it makes me to feel I'm happy, enjoy. I'm doing this for them to enjoy.
Mhm.
So why can't I enjoy myself and
Yeah.
be happy what I do?
Mhm.
So that's when I started to realize, okay, so I stop all that and try that it works. So
That's
yeah,
so wonderful to hear. It is
yeah,
a journey. I do, yeah. I mean, I'd be lying if I didn't say, there's some small part of every performer that does want that permission or, um, what's the word? Um, my mind's gone blank. When you want approval, that's the word. And when you want approval from somebody else, because I feel like it's intrinsically put into our brains, like
yeah,
subconsciously, consciously, question mark. um, but yeah, it's all about how it makes you feel and how you feel from that. So that's really wonderful that
yeah.
you've been on that whole journey. You're like, yes, I'm doing this for me now. So you go, Saf. You
Yeah.
go.
Has it happened to you before?
Mm. Yeah, absolutely. Less so now because I think when you've been freelancing as long as I have now, you've sort of got to like grow a lot of thick skin and you get a lot of rejections on stuff. And it's like, okay, that's all right. Sometimes the feedback I get as well, I'm like, hmm,
You're doing the wrong thing and you feedback to
yeah.
help you make it better. Thing, yeah,
Yeah, sometimes I mean, I really like getting feedback because I do take it on board and a lot of the time I'm like, yeah, actually I'm really glad that was highlighted because that is gonna make me better. But there are, like, occasional times where I'm like, "I disagree. I'm going to ignore that." And that's okay too. Find balance. It's not an ego thing, it's more of a, I didn't feel like that's what I was portraying, but
yeah.
okay.
I agree with you, but sometimes you gotta um find the feedback that is nice, positive.
Yeah,
You don't wanna find all the negative feedback, and it makes you pull down so easily. So you have to ignore the negative and focus on positive, unless you're explaining in a nice way, and then you take it. You know what I mean?
well, it goes back to, like, sorry, I'm getting a bit philosophical here, but when we're children, it's about, positive reinforcement and, versus negative reinforcement, isn't it? If you give somebody positive reinforcement, they're more likely to respond in a much better way than if you get negative, because when it's negative, you feel attacked and angry and yeah, you're just kind of like you're stuck in your head, I feel. But if you get positive reinforcement, you're like, yeah, actually, I can take that on board. I have like the emotional understanding of like where that was coming from and how that can apply. And yeah, I tend to do better in the future because I've taken that on board, if that makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah, makes sense. Yeah, interesting. Sorry,
We'll talk about
distracted.
philosophy another time.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. We have to talk about this another time. Tell me about performance you didn't enjoy. What would you have made it better?
Mm. So we talked about this before, didn't we? So
Yeah,
we
yeah.
spoke about this before. Um,
I don't remember much what you said.
um, I think I don't know if this is because I've just had a lot of advice from a lot of people that have said, don't just take any job. Um, Make sure it's something you align with, make sure that you can add something to it. So I actually would say I'm very fortunate that I've never taken a job that I haven't agreed or aligned with. So I haven't actually like not enjoyed a performance.
Not even tiny bit.
No, honestly, no. Maybe I'm just very selective about what I choose to be part of.
Right.
Because obviously you have to apply for the jobs that, yeah, you want. um, and the ones that I've got, I've loved every second of. I don't know. I feel like if I had a really deep thought or a deep think about it, maybe there's something. But right now, nothing springs to mind. And I genuinely mean that.
That's fair enough. Do you think dancers are appreciated and recognized for their work as much as singers and actors?
Hmm. This is a hard question because I feel like the dance world isn't as recognized unless you're in it. But that's just my experience. And maybe that's because I'm in the world of dance. Because I find a lot of theatres tend to have more. like musical theatre or yeah, musical performances or yeah, a show of some sort. So a lot of that is mainly singers and actors. Um, but I don't see as much dance performances in those same places. I mean, there is, but not as much.
Interesting.
So maybe not as well recognized. Like, there's still a lot of hard work that goes into becoming a dance artist and a performer. I feel like a lot of people just look and go, "Oh," I definitely had it like at uni. Like, um, we were mixed with academics in the same uni. It was very, yeah, it was a lovely uni, but it was a very mixed, like, people that were down there, and I I remember, like, some people being like, "So what is dance? What do you do?" And I was like, "Mm, it's hard to take you on a day by day because there's so much, like, you're doing technical in the morning, you're doing a ballet class in the afternoon, you're doing research and development on a theme or a key module, or an improvisation class, and it's really hard to break it all down unless you just do it because your body's doing all the work. Um, so there's a lot that goes into that, but a lot of people were like, "So you just roll around all day?" And it was a really I found that people had a very negative response to somebody training to be a dance artist, but I don't know if that was just my experience. Um, I don't know what's a fair answer for that. I feel um, mixed. I feel like people do know that dance is hard work, but whether they know the amount that goes into it, unsure. But when you have a conversation with somebody, like my fiance, for example, he is a conservationist and ecologist. And so he's all in nature. And I don't know anything well, I didn't know anything about that before I met him. And now I understand so much more that goes on
When
with,
you met each other, yeah.
yeah. And, vice versa. He knows a lot about the dance world now. And he's like, we have so much respect for each other. And I think sometimes it just takes a conversation.
Yeah.
I hope that answered your question.
No, it's just when I get to know you
Yeah.
about your life with danger kind of thing. So, do you prefer to teach children or adults?
I feel like I have to choose children because that's where most of my work is.
Oh, wow.
But I also think I do genuinely have so much joy in seeing the younger generation who are aspiring to do the same thing that I'm doing now, to go on a similar journey or their own journey. And they've got so much creativity, um, so much sass. I love it. And yeah, I guess they sponge so much information. They learn everything from scratch. It's a really beautiful process actually. Actually I have to say children. I do like teaching adults as well.
But you prefer children.
Yeah, I think I do.
Have you started a creative project with children or
Have I started to create a project with them?
yeah, so when you teach children, did you start a project or you have to like teaching how did it work?
So I help facilitate classes. Um, so sometimes I will cover classes, or I always say I feel more like mental health support. um, no, I'm joking. I will help teach some ballet. I'll maybe give a contemporary class, and then we'll work towards like a show that they might be doing with the company dancers of a project. It really varies. Yeah, it's good fun.
That's the thing. When I was younger, when I was younger, studied in my primary school, my mom used to take me to a ballet lesson every day.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
No, so I didn't know what I'm doing, but my mom was trying to get me trying new things.
Amazing.
So I never thought I enjoyed doing ballet, so she take me every day. I've missed one lesson in primary school and go straight in there. and I thoroughly enjoy every day. After a year later, we had to stop because the funding cut.
That's always the classic, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was so many people in there. I enjoy engaged and dance with them, and then a year later,
Would you
stop.
ever go to a ballet class again? Or do a ballet class with me?
I would love to, yeah. Why not?
Yeah.
Join your class. You can teach me all the stuff.
I don't teach classes for ballet unless it's with the children, but
You're gonna have to teach me a baby steps
okay,
first, and then
that sounds brilliant to me. Let's do
yeah,
it.
yeah. I don't think I would like to go back now
No.
compared to when I was, I think, young, because I was younger. I get a lot of full enjoy doing a lot of things, dancing, talk to people, work with them and friends, and different type of art platform. Now I'm growing up. I found myself what I want to do, but I don't think I would go back and do the ballet.
That's absolutely
You
fine.
imagine my back, my neck, my hips, like kicking or so. I
I'm
don't.
sure you would be great, but like I totally respect that.
Yeah, so I don't think I'm gonna go back now, but I did try street dance. It's impossible.
I
Try
love
getting
street dance, but
yeah,
I
same,
cannot
same,
say that I'm amazing at it. I
same.
give it my best shot.
I think I'm more of a slow dance. You know what I
Slow
mean?
dance. Okay. A little bit
Yeah,
of ballroom.
more like slow and fast in the middle,
Okay.
but not too slow, not too fast. Just in the middle between. It's like it's fine for me.
Okay, got you.
Yeah, so I would love to, but it's after a year later they stopped the cut.
Yeah.
So me and my mum, we don't know what else other places that do offer open. You
Mm,
know, I think a lot of places they cut down because of funding.
yeah. I
So yeah,
think,
I just
yeah.
stand by my own child. Not many people know this. So now, when people listen, they'll be like, "Really, Shaft? You did?"
You did ballet. No, I think
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
great.
yeah. Lots of boys in there
Yeah,
and girls. We dance together. And we learning a baby step, basic by step,
amazing.
and yeah,
I think that's great. I feel like a lot of people start with ballet classes, but yeah, you're right. It is the famous question about funding, isn't it?
yeah,
Yeah, because I remember I was really fortunate in my secondary school, and I didn't grow up in Wales. I grew up in England, in Oxfordshire, hence the accent. um, but I was really fortunate at my school. My head of year was like, "We know how much you love dance. Um, we're aware of like financial situations and we have a pot of funding to help pay for that." And so I was very fortunate that I was able to keep progressing through that funding, because had I have not had that, I
yeah.
don't think I'd be where I am today. So it's really disappointing to hear when you start something and then you can't continue because the funding's gone, and it's a shame, but
Do you
it happens.
think that funding is a problem? It's because of not many people attend to, or the rent is too expensive, or
I mean, I don't want to get political too much on here. So I'll keep it a bit more vivid. But I think the issue is, yeah, there's just not enough money.
yeah,
There's not enough, and it's a shame.
I agree. What would you recommend to someone who wants to learn to dance but is nervous about dancing in front of others? How do you reassure new learners in your class?
I would say come because you want to have fun. Don't worry about any judgment because it won't be found here. Trust yourself because you can do it, and it's okay if you don't.
Did you say me?
No,
Okay.
I meant that generically. Not.
How dare you say that? Let's talk
I-
about me. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Yeah.
You would be great, Saf.
Thanks. Do I get A plus for this or?
Sure.
Oh wow. And be kind to yourself.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Be
Yeah.
kind. Be gentle with yourself as well. Yeah.
Is there anything else you would like to talk about in general?
No, mainly just thank you so much for asking me to be on this, and yeah,
I find
it's nice to see you again.
I find your story quite interesting because you have so many stories to tell, like you did. So I think what I've learned some of a bit and interesting what you said, and yeah.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people will probably relate because I know I have conversations like this all the time with people, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, yeah, like it sucks, like there's not enough work and this and that, all of the above." But yeah, it's good. It's good to talk about it. I feel like, and the stigma that is it's difficult for freelancers. It's hard.
I've got one more thing I'd like to talk about.
Go for it.
I can understand that freelance can be more harder because you have to be start with the basic freelance. The more you keep doing it, the more it takes years. And then when everyone knows you so well, and then you start to becoming freelance so easy.
Yes and no.
Oh, okay.
Um, I feel you're not really taught how to go freelance. A lot of it is like self-learning, like how to set yourself up, make sure you got the insurance, make sure you got this, make sure you got that. It's a lot of expenditure quite quickly.
Yeah.
And I remember feeling really overwhelmed and being like, "Oh my gosh, how am I gonna make any money from this?" And to be honest, I don't make loads from it. Um,
You still have to keep up what you enjoy, and that's it.
Yeah, and that's what I mean, like, sometimes I will just take the work that I'm gonna love and enjoy because I wanna have a good time as well. It's like an escapism in a way, isn't it? From the real reality of life that's, tough, But, yeah, I guess when people get to know you a bit more, you get recommended for more things, and you make a pool of friends in that freelance circle, and everybody champions you and suggests things that you'd be great for, and I think I really love that. It feels like a community of people who really care and love you,
Yeah.
and that makes it worthwhile in the freelance world as well because we're all doing similar things and we're all trying to get work, but yeah, I don't know. I just I like freelancing. But it is
Same.
hard.
Same. Yeah. So, are you still freelanced or
Yeah, I still freelance.
yeah? Just
Yeah, teaching jobs every now and then. I haven't seen any projects come up recently, but I feel like I haven't really been looking that much.
because you're too
So,
busy full time working.
yeah.
That's the most thing hardest is you stop doing it what you enjoy and then come back on your feet. Oh, so you have to do all of it again and get harder and harder and harder, and then you got the other end.
Yeah. I feel like I actually set myself a really lovely goal this year. And I told myself, actually, I'm not gonna put pressure on myself to just make everything all at once. I want to fall back in love with
Yeah.
my art again because I think that's classic in the freelance world as well. You're like, why am I doing this? I'm rubbish. What am I going to do? But actually, it's about coming back and going, well, why am I still doing it? I obviously do love it and I'm going to love it forever. So I need to remember why I love it. And yeah, that's where I'm at. This year is self love
Yeah.
in all aspects, dance and life.
Yeah. So thank you so much for being my guest and talk about what you love about as a dancer. It's so great to get to know you.
Yeah, thank you so much for asking me to be on this. I've really enjoyed it.
Yeah, me too. I enjoyed it too. So that's it, guys. Thanks for listening and peace.